Coming up, more Kentucky volunteers are preparing to help Ukrainian refugees.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 11.
Good evening, I'm Steve Hensley. Since the Russian invasion of Ukraine, countless missionaries and volunteers have gone to the country's border with Poland to help refugees. We've told you about several Kentucky connections to those efforts, and this weekend a team of Kentuckians will be heading to Poland. As Chad Hedrick explains, these volunteers say they were called on by a higher power to help these families.
The images of Ukrainian families escaping their country for refuge are heartbreaking.
We are witnessing so many people that are fleeing that country. 4.5 million people have been displaced across international borders.
Help and relief has come from all over the world, including right here in Kentucky, from donations and volunteers who feel compelled to go help.
Kentucky Disaster Relief typically responds to a disaster, natural disaster, or man-made disasters. This is more of a compassion response where we're caring for people.
This Easter Sunday, a 6-person team from the Kentucky Baptist Convention will go to Poland for a week to help refugees, mostly women and children, as they navigate leaving their homes in Ukraine. It's part of a partnership with 3 other states who will rotate teams each week for at least the next 6 months.
The trauma that's there, the displacement, the fear of leaving family members behind, obviously the fathers that have stayed behind.
While the mothers handle paperwork and adjustments, the volunteers will help care for the children, keeping their minds busy after their former lives were uprooted.
We will be committed to continue on as long as we're needed.
Chad Hedrick, WYMT Mountain News.
It is estimated some 2.3 million refugees have sought relief in Poland. 40 to 80 are expected to be at the church where the Kentucky volunteers are going. Tomorrow marks the second to last day of this year's legislative session in Frankfort. A sports betting bill saw bipartisan support and passed in late March 58 to 30. Some Senate leaders favor it, but others don't. But there is time for it to get the required votes in the final 2 days of the session. Medical marijuana, however, has a tougher road. So far, it has not received any hearings in the Senate, and by law, the legislature must adjourn by midnight on Thursday, the 14th. EKU's Alumni Coliseum is in line for a $31 million upgrade, courtesy of the state budget. The major renovations would include new seating, concourses, and club spaces. WEKU reports the facility would maintain its 6,500 seating capacity, which is important for sporting events, concerts, commencements, and other events. The 115,000 square foot facility has been in the spotlight a few times. The groundbreaking for the Coliseum featured then Vice President Lyndon Johnson in the early 1960s. Former First Lady Michelle Obama attended an event there, and former President Donald Trump held a rally at Alumni Coliseum. The project is expected to take about 18 months to complete once it begins. Governor Andy Beshear is teasing a major economic announcement tomorrow morning, calling it a historic investment. The governor says it will produce thousands of jobs and solidify Kentucky's leading role in an emerging industry. It comes half a year after the Ford battery plant announcement. Momentum the Commonwealth will look to build on, with thousands more jobs set to be announced Wednesday.
Kentucky saw $11.2 billion in private sector investment last year in a state of 4.4 million people. Saw 18,000 new jobs at the second highest wage we've ever seen.
The Kentucky Association of Manufacturers describes the transformation of Kentucky's economy as a result of the auto industry alone is remarkable. Now, we hope to carry Governor Beshear's announcement live on the WYMT Facebook page tomorrow at 10 a.m. Today, the Kentucky Chamber of Commerce held an event featuring a conversation with Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell. The conversation was moderated by CNN contributor Scott Jennings. The senator covered a number of topics, including inflation and the war in Ukraine. The senator says NATO needs to give Ukraine all its support and provide them with the weapons as well as other tools to win the war.
They can control the air with the weapons that we're giving them. I do think we should have quit interfering with the decision of Poles to send them the Russian MiGs. But look, you know, I'm not a military commander. My attitude about this is let's get Zelensky everything he needs and ask for it as rapidly as possible.
The chamber today also honored Senator McConnell with their first Congressional MVP award. McConnell was the first member of Kentucky's federal delegation to receive a chamber MVP award. Senator Rand Paul visited the mountains on Tuesday. The senator made several stops across eastern Kentucky, including his first visit to Alice Lloyd College in Knott County. Paul talked about how beautiful the campus was and hoped his visit would bring more eyes to the college. Senator Paul spent time answering questions from students and staff. When asked about the war in Ukraine, the senator said he had no interest in putting American boots on the ground.
I think we've actually done quite a bit. We provided them with a lot of weaponry. I think without our weaponry, they couldn't have fought off the Russians. Looks like they've fought to a standstill. My hope is that they will regain their independence.
Senator Paul said he would like Ukraine to pay for the weapons America has given them. He also said America needs to worry about its own debt before going into more debt for Ukraine.
Well, we did see a few showers around the area this morning. Those cleared out very quickly into the afternoon, but something else from this morning. Our very own Brandon Robinson hit the road yet again, a little bit closer to his home, as a matter of fact, visiting the folks at the West Whitesburg Elementary Preschool. Very inquisitive couple of groups of kids there. They had a great time with the tornado machine, the spinning bottles there in the background. So everybody had a great time there this morning. Just wanted to give those folks a shout out. We were unable to earlier, and better late than never, as I always say. In terms of temperatures around the region this evening, we're warm. We're not far from where we should be for highs this time of year, low to middle 60s around the region. You can thank cloud cover. No rainfall. This is just kind of ground clutter, low-level moisture being picked up by the radar, so nothing to worry about when it comes to any kind of rainfall overnight. I don't believe there was an area we had a few more showers earlier and a few more popping across south central Kentucky, but the main focus has been across portions of the Midwest today, though we are watching a few showers moving up through West Tennessee. For tonight, calm, partly to mostly cloudy skies, and we'll continue to see those temperatures dropping into the low 60s, so a mild evening around the mountains. We've got a warm day ahead tomorrow, ahead of the possibility for strong to severe storms. I'll have those details coming up in just a few minutes. Steve?
Evan, thank you. Born in Butcher Holler to a Johnson County family in 1932, country music legend Loretta Lynn will celebrate her 90th birthday on Thursday. To pay some hometown respect, Johnson Countyans honored the coal miner's daughter with a tribute in Paintsville. WYMT's Zach Hawk was there to hear a community send its love.
The people of Johnson County shared a message Tuesday night that has been true for 90 years.
To make sure that she has a happy birthday and that she knows her little hometown of Paintsville, Kentucky is right behind her all the way.
The queen of country music, Loretta Lynn, continues to inspire performers like Norma and the other singers at an open mic night in Lynn's honor.
I have used her song, Coal Miner's Daughter's my favorite. I sing it all the time, Loretta, and I hope that I do it justice.
The turnout Tuesday night for a tribute show is just one way that Lynn's legacy draws people to the region.
Wonderful legacy. You know, she brought the story of the coal camp life and coal miners and the struggles of Appalachia to the forefront, and she really put us on the map as far as tourism is concerned in eastern Kentucky,
while also instilling a sense of regional pride.
You grow up knowing who these folks are, you know, and really whether you're a big fan of the music itself, you're a fan of the people.
Where people go with that musical influence may be the clearest sign of Lynn's legacy in the mountains.
We have lots of people along US 23 that's followed in her legacy, and we now have 19 artists named to the US Highway 23.
The celebrations continue Wednesday night at the SIP in Paintsville.
Happy birthday, Miss Loretta.
In Johnson County, Zach Hawk, WYMT Mountain News.
And Wednesday at the SIP, Paintsville officials will screen the documentary Still a Mountain Girl. And on Thursday, for Lynn's birthday, artists will be at the US 23 Country Music Highway Museum for Front Porch Pickin' at 7 p.m. A mission in Martin County is getting help from a Cincinnati church. Appalachia Reach Out is working with Crossroads Church, hitting some projects around the Inez area to pour back into the community. Those involved say it is a blessing to be part of something bigger than themselves, encouraging others to find ways to serve.
It's easy to sometimes compare yourself to others and to say, oh, I wish we had, or I wish we were like, and take a passive role in the community you're in. But the community that you ultimately live in reflects the passion and the effort that you put into it.
This week, the group is landscaping the Collier Center, tutoring students, and working in the ARO thrift store, supporting local businesses during their stay. Emergency Christian Ministries is a homeless shelter in Williamsburg looking to do more than just house those in need. Board of directors are in a long process of renovations while looking for more volunteers and funding to help get the building up to where it needs to be. Their goal is to give those that stay there a better life as well as life skills.
We just recently got a grant for $8,600. We got to spend it. We have plans to buy iPads and games and books and pay for tutoring and anything like that that we can help further the education of the children who are here and their welfare also.
They also eventually would like to build halfway houses to help people transition back into their lives. If you're interested in helping out in any way, you can visit WYMT.com for contact information to reach the shelter. If you live here in Hazard, you probably noticed some changes that have been made downtown, and this comes after the city's strategic plan of 2020. That is a 28-page guide that highlights the city's goals for a 5-year time span. Infrastructure, workforce improvement, downtown revitalization, and community engagement are all goals within the plan. Downtown Coordinator Bailey Richards says they've welcomed a large number of small businesses since the plan began.
Now, as someone who works here and does the work that I do, I want this to be a place that we can have economic prosperity for the city, for the citizens, but then also I want to see our small business community grow, and that's something that we've really pushed for.
Richards adds that although the strategic plan covers a 5-year span, they hope to continue making improvements well beyond that time frame. If you use money transfer apps like Venmo or Cash App, we've got some tax changes you need to know about. Starting next tax season, you'll have to declare earnings of more than $600 to the IRS. That threshold used to be $20,000. Tennessee Senator Bill Hagerty wants to do away with the new rule, saying it causes bureaucratic burden for small businesses.
Think about all the small businesses, even individuals that, basically have transactions back and forth. They're now going to have to file new IRS forms.
Hagerty introduced the SNOOP Act, which stands for Stop Nosy Obsessions with Online Payments. So far, only Republicans have co-signed the bill. Reforestation efforts are underway at a Bell County mine site. 75 volunteers from Beam Suntory will plant 6,800 trees today and tomorrow. They are planting white oak and shortleaf pine trees along with dogwood and cherry trees in the mix. 100,000 trees were planted in partnership with the Nature Conservancy and Green Forest Work in the county. They say a mix of different trees is what the area needs.
Reforestation projects globally, they're called monocultures. They'll just plant the same species of tree, and it's really not that great for wildlife and for ecosystems overall.
Experts say in 30 to 40 years, the mine site will look like a normal forest, and you would never know a mine was once there. Inside the Collier Center in Inez, the Martin County Library is settling into its new home and kicking off its children's programs in full swing this spring. Library officials say they had a day full of eggs and excitement today with a packed house as they rebuild the programs after the pandemic changed everything. They are looking forward to more fun times with the kids now that they are able to be back in person with smiling faces.
It was just so exciting to feel them come through the door, all that energy, and just they've got somewhere safe and somewhere that they can be nurtured into learning.
Hinkle says she's been working at the library for 13 years and is excited every year to kick off the summer reading season. Anyone interested in being part of the library events can contact them at 606-298-7766. Today is Vested in Work Zone Safety Day, and several transportation district offices posted on social media discussing the importance of the day. Kentucky Transportation Cabinet District 10, which covers several counties in our region, shared this photo on social media. The team donned high visibility garments to show support for their co-workers who are out on the roads every day making travel better for Kentuckians. Among those who are out there every day in their high-vis apparel are the crews from Breathitt and Wolfe counties. Coming up at 11, we take you to 3 Mile Creek Farms, where preparations for an Easter event to support their rescues is underway.
And strong to severe storms could be on our doorstep as soon as tomorrow evening, really. I've got the full breakdown on the way next.
Are you ready for warm weather and